Hey guys, and welcome back to my next video. Hope everything is alright to you. Thank you for joining me. And today I'm reading the conclusion part of The Headhunter. So let's begin. Listen, said I. At least you have struck upon the right note. What would she think of me? Listen, I repeated. There are women, I said, who look upon horsehair sofas and currant wine as dross. Currant wine as dross. To them, even the calculated modulation of your well-trimmed talk sounds like the dropping of rotten plums from a tree in the night. They are the maidens who walk back and forth in the villages, scorning the emptiness of the baskets at the door of the young man who would win them. One such as they, I said, is waiting. Only a fool would try to win a woman by drooling like a braggart in her doorway, or by waiting upon her whims like a footman. They are all daughters of Herodias, and to gain their hearts one must lay their heads of his enemies before them, win his own hands. Now, bend your neck, Louis de Vaux. Do not be a coward, as well as a chatterer at a lady's tea table. There, said de Vaux, falteringly. You know me, don't you, Rayburn? Oh yes, I said. I know you. But the basket is empty. The old man of the village and the young man, and both the dark maidens and the ones who are as fair as pearls, walk back and forth and see its emptiness. Will you kneel now, or must we have a scuffle? It is not like you to make things go roughly and with bad form, but the basket is waiting for your head. With that, he went to pieces. I had to catch him as he tried to scamper past me, like a scared rabbit. I stretched him out and get a foot on his chest, but he squirmed like a worm, although I appealed repeatedly to his sense of propriety, and the duty he owed to himself as a gentleman, not to make a row. But at last he gave me the chance, and I swung the machete. It was not hard work. He flopped like a chicken during the 6 or 7 blows that it took to sever his head, but finally he lay still, and I tied his head in my handkerchief. The eyes opened and shut. The eyes opened and shut thrice, while I walked 100 yards. rice. I was red to my feet with the drip, but what did the matter? With delight, I felt under my hands the crisp touch of his short, thick brown hair and close-trimmed beard. I reached the house of the greenies and dumped the head of the Louis Dubois into the basket that still hung by the nail in the door jamb. I sat in a chair under the awning and waited. The sun was waiting 2 hours of setting. Chloe came out and looked surprised. "Where have you been, Tommy?" she asked. "Where you were gone when I came out." "Look at the basket," I said, rising to my feet. She looked and gave a little scream of delight. I was pleased to note. "Oh, Tommy," she said, "it was just what I wanted you to do. It's leaking it a little, but it doesn't matter. Wasn't I telling you? It is the little things that count." And you remembered. Little things. She held the ensan ensanguined head of Louis Dubois in her white apron. Tiny screams of red widened on her apron and dripped upon the floor. Her face was bright and tender. Little things, indeed, I thought again. The headhunters are right. These are the things that women like you to do for them. Chloe came close to me. There was no one inside. She looked up at me with the sea blue eyes that said things they had never said before. "You think of me," she said. "You're the man I was describing. You think of the little things, and they are what make the world worth living in. The man for me must consider my little wishes and make me happy in small ways. He must bring me little red peaches in December, if I wish for them. And then I will love him till June. I will have no knight in armor slaying his rival or killing dragons for me. You please me very well, Tommy." I stooped and kissed her. Then a moisture broke out on my forehead, and I began to feel weak. I saw the red stains vanish from Chloe's apron, and the head of Louis Dubois turned to a brown, dried coconut. "There will be coconut pudding for dinner, Tommy boy," said Chloe gaily. "And you must come. I must go in for a little while." She vanished in a delightful flutter. Dr. Stanford jumped up hurriedly. He sized my pulse and through it were his own property that I had escaped with. "You are the biggest fool outside of any asylum," he said angrily. "Why did you leave your bed? And the idiotic things you've been doing. And no wonder, with you pulse going like a sledgehammer." "Name some of them," said I. "The voice sent for me," said Stamford. Stamford. "He saw you from his window go to old campus store, chase him up the hill with his own yardstick, and then come back and make off with his biggest coconut." "It's the little things that count, after all," said I. "It's your little bet that counts with you just now," said the doctor. "You come with me at once, or I'll throw up the case. You're as loony as a loon." You're as loony as a loon. So I got no coconut pudding that evening, but I convinced a distrust. I conceived a distrust as to the value of the method of the headhunters. Perhaps for many centuries, the maidens of the villages may have been looking wistfully at the heads and the baskets at the doorways, longing for other and lesser trophies. All right, the story ends happily, right? He was just dreaming. And all right, thank you guys for listening to me today, and see you tomorrow with the next story. Bye.